and welcome to Diva Talks Live. I am your host, the Diva, and I am so excited once again to be in the studio and to have you as our special guest. But my extra special guest is none other than Mr. David Allen.
Bam.
You guys know him as the DA on the case.
Hey.
Hello, welcome,
Hello,
Dave.
everyone. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. So normally you're used to being behind the camera.
Yeah.
We got you on camera today to tell your story.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have a lot to dig into. So I told you earlier that I didn't even write anything down. We have a lot to talk about. We just gonna vibe with each other and tell the story. So the first thing I want to know is I know your full name, but tell everybody what your full name is.
My full name is Gerald David Allen Bellamy.
Gerald. Okay, so where in the world did David Allen is your name. Well, why did you decide to use just David Allen?
Well, David Allen is my middle name.
Okay.
And I just added a surname to it.
Gotcha.
Like, you know how they do in the movies and stuff like that. I added Allen as a surname.
Okay. So now Bellamy, I know Bellamy liquor stores and things.
Mm-hmm.
Any relation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
First cousin.
Really?
First cousin.
First cousin. Wow. See, you learn something new every single time. I had no idea. Awesome.
Now let me tell you this.
Okay.
Let me go way back. Ferry and Wohlers was my dad.
Really?
Yeah, coal farm. Yeah.
Wow. Did you work in there?
Yeah. I spent most of my teenage years there.
Really?
Yeah.
So what made you get into radio?
Well, radio was a passion and a love of mine.
Mm-hmm.
My older sister, Marie, when I was about 8 years old,
mm-hmm.
she said, "Hey," I said, "Is that a band?" And she said, "No, that's the radio." And I fell in love with radio right
Are
then.
you kidding me? Now you've been all over. You've been on almost every radio station that I know of that's local. You've helped grow radio stations. What was it that made you start your own radio station?
Well, I'm going to go back to when it got first started with me. I learned the radio industry and music industry by some of the legends.
Okay.
Thelko McCall and I want to say, well, he was the morning gospel guy, Brother Ted Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Waffle way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And he took me under his wing and he said, "I'm going to teach you what you need to know."
It's the best teaching.
And from that point on, you know, I learned. And I learned from the people that started it first,
Mm-hmm.
that made waffle what waffle was.
Okay.
Back then, the program director was David Michael Wilson.
Okay.
And I just kind of was like a fly on the wall. I wanted to learn.
You just absorbed it, just like a sponge.
Yeah,
Just absorbed
yeah.
everything. Now, how old were you then?
Oh my gosh. I
Am I
was
telling
about
your age?
16. 16. No. I was about 16.
Okay.
When I first learned how to drive. And if I wasn't at the store, I was down at Waffle.
Wow. So, Dave, you've been at it a long time. So you mentioned learning from some of the legends. I see on your wall in your studio, because I don't know if a lot of people know, you have a studio in your home.
Yeah.
And so on the walls, you have met so many people. Talk about that. How does that feel?
Well, actually, it was something really spectacular for me because here I am, a kid from the hood, neighborhood, you know, and all I wanted to do was radio. I dreamt radio all the time.
So it's a passion.
And when I got an opportunity to interview, one of my best interviews was with Will Downey.
Okay.
And then after him, Tina Marie. And
Great
then it
song.
went on and on. Destiny's Child, before Beyonce got to be big as she is.
Right.
I met her at another station, and from there, things took off.
Wow. So now I know that at one point you were not only having your radio station, but you were working at other radio stations and helping them out. How was that?
Well, I mean, for me, it's a passion. And to me, it's not a job. It's something I love to do. And when you love what you do, it's not a job.
It's not a job.
It's not a job.
That's right.
And I made a promise to the people who taught me that anyone that had the desire, the interest to do something of this nature, teach them. Show them the correct, proper way this is done. And
wow. Well, WDAP radio, I mean, it's our home. It's me and Corey's home. And it's your home. You made it your home with your wife. And you guys are killing it. You are killing it. What made you start WDAP radio? Just leave everything else alone and start WDAP radio.
Well, the passion I had for this, and let me be clear about it. I've been fired a few times in radio.
Let's keep it real.
But if you haven't been fired, you haven't been in radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why the you hear people on the radio, the disc jockeys, whatever, you know, and then all of a sudden they're here for a year or two and then they're gone.
And then they're gone.
Okay, so that's what happens in radio.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Okay, so is it going to be me and Corey's time soon?
No. Believe me, you guys are becoming part of the foundation of what WDAP is. Let me get that straight.
You scared me. Okay, so if you haven't been fired, you haven't actually been in radio.
Right.
Okay. So why is that?
Well, I mean, it's like any other business, and it's the nature of the beast. You know, program directors change, management change, and, you know, those things happen. Okay. And it can happen, like, in a split second. And then they don't want you, just like on a football team, if they don't want you quarterbacking, you can't quarterback.
Okay. So that's so you figure no one can fire me from my own. That's how it was birthed.
There you go.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
There you go.
So much sense. So now, was it an easy transition, or what was the transition like?
The transition for me was easy because I enjoy what I do and the passion I have for it. To see it in somebody else's life, because I go to, well, when school was in buildings and they had school, I used to go to the speaking to the children, to the students, and I used to see the look in their eyes. And I have kids that come up to me today that's grown people say, I remember when you came to our school and
you were a mentor, like a mentor showing them how to do the radio and things of that nature. Do you still have that mentoring program?
Well, yes.
COVID,
yes. We just kind of sitting back and waiting to see how everything unfolds before we release.
Okay. Now, is that something that's do you handpick those students, or is that something that they can come to when they hear about it, or how is that formed?
Well, actually, I work with organization with Willie Hutch Jones, the after school program with him.
Okay.
And I also work with the Salvation Army.
Okay, the connection?
The connection is that they bring me in and I teach the kids.
At the Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I learned something new today, guys. Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to have a lot of patience. So the children, what's the age?
Well, they have them from babies on up to junior high. So my thing is teach them while they're young.
Absolutely.
Because you never know, there's a kid in that student body in that Salvation Army that wants to do what I'm doing, and they need somebody that looks like them to teach them.
Okay. Now, certainly your granddaughter has a show, so is that how she was?
I taught her in the Willie Hutch Jones program when we were at Enterprise.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So now getting into the nitty-gritty of things, I mentioned that you and your wife have WDAP. I know she works closely with you.
Yes.
And you had made the announcement that you turned some things over to her. Let's talk a little bit about working with your spouse and then actually turning things over.
Well, let's go. We're gonna go real talk.
We can go wherever you want to go. This is your station.
Well, she's been very good to me, and I have had some issues with my health, and she's been there from day one.
Awesome.
And I can't complain not one bit.
Shout out to Angelita.
And then I had to come to grips with myself. Say, hey, well, you know, she deserves it. She deserves it.
Okay.
She put as much time into it as I have. This is our baby, and we don't have a biological baby together, but this is our baby right here.
Beautiful.
And I thought it took everything. Don't get me wrong. Now it took everything I had to say.
Right. Let it go. Cut that umbilical cord. Right. Right.
But it's in good hands. She's done some marvelous things. She's brought a lot of attention to the station. So I can't complain.
Okay, that was all sweet. That was nice. That was very sweet, right, guys?
Now you want the ugly part of it?
Yes, please.
Oh Lord!
Let's get to the real deal part of it.
Man,
what is it really like?
Can you see the gray?
I see the gray.
Okay.
And then I asked that because, you know, Corey and I, we work together on, you know, Thursday nights. And we have our separate things that we do. So I can't tell him how to DJ or what to play, but I try. Okay. And all he has to do is give me a look, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me stay in my lane, you know. But both of you do the same thing. So, you know, as far as the technology is concerned, on the camera, on the board, the radio board, and all of that, what is that really like?
Well, it's not as bad as it seems.
Okay.
Because how she learned from me.
Okay. Did y'all see that?
So she can go anywhere in America and get an entry-level job and be a radio engineer on the board.
That's awesome.
Because she knows it.
So she learned from the best.
In and out.
So you can't. Okay, so that's beautiful. And you know what? All people don't have issues when they work together. No. You know what I'm saying? You can really work together if you know your lane and if you respect each other. Then it absolutely can work. I'm still working on that though. I'm a work in progress. Okay.
I ain't mad at you.
I never DJ, but I have an ear, and I'm like, babe, you should play this, you should play that, and he was like, let me do what I do, and you just handle the mic. You know, so it's a beautiful thing though. You know, the partnership when you work with your significant other, it's a really beautiful thing.
Because if I'm going to MC a show or something like that, and she can go right to the guy that's running the board and say, hey, you got to put a little more bottom on that because he don't sound like that.
Wow. Oh, see, that's got your back. She has your back. Now, speaking of the hosting, I know you have a show, David Allen Show.
Right.
So the David Allen Show got started before the radio, after the radio?
Actually, it was the combine because when I was at another station, I had an opportunity to do video, like Donnie Simpson on BET. And
I know that you have a picture with somewhere around here, Donnie Simpson. Okay.
And I had an opportunity to go to BET and talk with him and speak with him and be on one of the shows. And he gave me some great advice which I took to heed because he said, do you.
Do you.
Bottom line.
Do you. Can't nobody do you better than you.
There you go. And it stuck with me to this day because that's what I do. I do me.
So now you drove the bus, you worked at the bus station. What did you? I know you did something at the NFTA. So how you retired from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How long were you there?
Oh my gosh, almost 30 years. Wow. And I held 4 careers.
At the same time?
At the same time. Yeah. Wow. I did radio, I did TV, I DJ'd, and I drove in.
Oh, that is right. You did DJ.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So music has changed a lot. Yeah. So when you DJ, was it the older crowd, or was it mixed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was back in the day with the crates.
Yeah,
the real crates.
The real crates. I know about the crates. Okay. I know about the crates. Okay, you had to.
Yeah.
You know.
And wow.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Now you push a button, and you know it's just changed. And I think that was part of why Corey wanted to get back into that. You know, because it's something different for you.
Yeah.
You know, being.
And I had to learn it because going back when I first started, you had to put on a turntable. So I went to almost 4 different stages, from the turntable, the CD player, the disc player, and then now to the computer.
Wow. So you've been around. You've been around. You've been around a long time. So you retired from the NFTA. and you handed the business over to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
And what exactly are you doing now?
Well, now I'm in the stage of now trying to write my book.
Okay.
And I'm trying to stay out the way.
How's that working for you? It's not working too
It's
good.
not working too good because and to be totally honest, I never had the opportunity to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my career. Never.
But you don't strike me as the type of person who really wants to sit.
I don't.
Okay. So now I know you mentioned earlier that you had some health issues.
Yes.
Is that the reason why you think that you need to sit a little more than what you are used to sitting?
Yes,
Okay.
because now a lot of people don't know, and you're the first to get it.
Mm.
I had some problems while I was driving the bus. I had high blood pressure. I wasn't eating right.
Okay.
And it caught up with me.
Okay.
So a few years ago, I had congestive heart failure. And that woke me up. And from that point, I went through getting a defibrillator put in me.
Really?
Yes. So I had some transitions to make.
Okay.
And so now, since I'm off my hiatus, so-called, I'm trying to diligently work, but not as much.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm almost like the fall guy. When everybody else have problems, I have problems.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they said, well, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right.
They come to you.
Come to me.
Yeah, that would be me. that would be me. You know, because you're the face.
Yeah.
You're the face of it.
Well, actually, I used to be the face.
Well, see, that's what we have to get used to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But so that means that you have to stay out the way. Because you're still working, but you're just not working as hard.
Right.
And you know what? That's okay.
And I ain't mad.
Right.
Because again, for the first time, I had opportunity to sit down and just rest.
Mm-hmm.
When they put the defibrillator in me, the doctor said, you got 8 weeks to do absolutely nothing.
That's 2 months.
It hurt me to my heart. But I had to do it.
Your health.
My health. And that made me think and made me realize, wow, I can do all this. I did all this, and now it's time for me to sit down. So I chose to sit down.
So was this during COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID?
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how has COVID affected you, if it's affected you in any kind of way?
Well, it really hasn't affected me because I work from home.
Okay.
So I was already in that home mode already. It's just now I'm limited to who I can put myself in front of because of my condition.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, yes. I know that's why, I spoke to, the rest of my guests, letting them know we're going to be doing virtual out of respect for you. But obviously, I had to have you on camera, and so I thank you for allowing me that. But yeah, your health is definitely important. And so besides anything else, your health is first.
Yes.
Your health is first.
Yes.
So now I know that you said that you retired. You said that you're taking it easy.
Yes.
You have to tell me, what do you see yourself doing in the next year or so, especially after COVID?
Well, actually we're doing it now because we launched a network now, DAPtv network, and that is my next move. I wanted to have something for my grands.
Okay.
And again, with my wife, we decided to step out on faith and try to make it happen. I mean, Tyler Perry did it. Oprah did it.
That's right. You can do it.
I can do it.
Now, I can't not say anything about this. This awesome trophy here says David Allen inducted into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame in 2003. Talk about it.
Ooh-wee. You know, like a moment in your life where things come together and your peers acknowledge you. That's what that is.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was an awesome night for me, and
That's
to
huge.
Van Taylor, I want to say the whole team of Van Taylor and Ron Walker, and the whole team was there to present that to me. And
that's awesome.
that
Beautiful.
was
Congratulations.
That was thank you. And it was an awesome night for me, and to this day, him, Van, all of us still friends.
That's great, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I was going to ask you, you know, having your own radio station after working at other radio stations, are you still in communication with
yes.
others? Okay,
yes.
So everybody is good.
Yes.
Was any help offered? Like, you know.
Well, you know, I gotta say, my good friend James Cornelius, the doctor.
Oh yeah, we know the doctor.
Dwayne Cumberlander, who's still on the air today.
Okay.
So all the old heads, I know. They know me. They know who I am. They know what I do. And we chat every once in a while, you know, just keep the camaraderie together, you know.
I saw that. I saw a bunch of people who I hadn't seen that don't normally come out to people's birthday parties, but they were at your 60th. Your wife gave you a 60th birthday party, and I mean, you had the mayor. You just had so many people that showed love, and it actually stormed on that day.
Yeah.
It stormed that day, and when I walked in and I saw all the people who were there, you know, from City Hall to the police stations to the radio stations, and they came out and they showed you love. How did that make you feel?
Well, that was an awesome night again for me because a lot of it I had no clue.
Yep.
No clue. And when I say no clue,
that's good.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
And it made me emotional, for real.
I'm sure.
Because to see people that came up with me and know how I came through, it was awesome.
It's always good to have a celebration. I'm so glad that you got that opportunity to be able to have that prior to COVID. You know, you were able to celebrate a milestone birthday. That is very, very, very good. So I'm happy about that. So your granddaughter has a TV show that's coming up. So you worked with her on that. Let's talk about that.
Well, again, she was one of my students in the after-school program with Willie Hutch Jones, and I gotta say kudos to him. He's a phenomenal guy.
Yes, he really is.
And we go all the way back to Barry and Woj.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now I'm dating myself.
Yes.
But
well, I just told them to celebrate the 60th, so they know that already.
So through his program, I taught communications with the kids, and she was one of my students, and I had no clue that she even wanted to do it.
Oh, so she didn't used to watch you?
Yeah.
Okay, she watched you. Okay.
Yeah, I had no clue that she even had the inkling that she wanted to do this.
See, that's what I say. Kids always watch. You just never know.
And over the summer, she said, "Granddad, I want my own show." Okay. How can I say no to my grandbaby? I can't say no to my grandbaby.
Awesome.
No.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I know we have so much to talk about, Dave. You first and foremost, I want to give myself the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but David Allen actually gave me my first radio show. So I had a radio show prior to doing 45s on the 8, and it was called the Diva Hour. And I never forget the story. I tell this all the time. I was here on the board, and didn't know what I was doing, but he taught me. And then the third show, he goes, "Okay, you're on your own." I'm like, "Well, where you going? Where you going?" He said, "I'll be downstairs if you need me." And that's how I learned how to work the board. Now, genius at it? Absolutely no. But I have my own radio show because I played all music and it was awesome. So I want to personally thank you for, letting me live out my dreams. And you know that I wanted to be in front of the camera. I love a mic. And you were the one who pushed me out there. And you kept saying, when are you coming? When are you coming? Come on, come on, come on. And so I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I thank you and your husband.
Thank you.
Because when I came to you guys didn't blink. Yes. When?
That's it.
How you want?
It's a family. You said you're part of that foundation. Yes. And things happen, and we're learning it. And I know that for me, you know what I'm saying? It's new technology, everything, because it's totally different than when you used to do it.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Technology is totally different. So you're gonna have some glitches here and there, and I know my heart drops, and it's like, oh my goodness. And you say, stay calm. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get this. And I appreciate you. So I really do thank you. And taking the time to be from behind the camera to on the camera. I couldn't do a show without having you.
Well, it's a team, and we are a team, and we're family. Mm-hmm. So we try to make sure what we put out is a product of what we do and what we have. Because you're a special talent, believe me. I was blessed to hear you for myself. It wasn't no hearsay or no, I seen it for myself.
Thank you.
And I made a point to let you know that I would love to have you come on and be a part of the WDAP radio.
And I'm here. So before we go, Thanksgiving was just this past Thursday. Tell me one thing that you were thankful for, or you are thankful for.
Well, God has blessed me, and I can't run from it, hide from it. The ordeal that I've gone through, and I've been blessed, because He put 10 more years on my life.
Ooh. You just spoke a word right there.
Ooh,
that's
and
a blessing.
I ain't afraid.
Wow. Well, Dave, again, thank you so much for taking time out to get from behind the camera and sit and talk with me. I totally appreciate that, and it makes me feel really, really good. And I'm thinking that, doing it the first day of December, because this is the holiday.
Yeah.
The holidays are coming up, and we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle. And just to piggyback on something, when you said that your doctor said you had to sit down for 2 months, we had to really sit down for 4 months.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you sat down, because you're able to sit here today. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you again for giving me the opportunity to do the Diva Talk show, because without you I couldn't do it. And to you, my special guest all the time, TV Land, thank you so very, very much. And hopefully that your Thanksgiving was great. We know it was totally different than the norm, but nevertheless, it was still something to be thankful for. And I'm just thankful for each and every one of you, the love, the support that you always show. And I just thank God for each and every one of you. So with that being said, I always leave with the coffee mug. This one says, I'm not bossy, I am the boss. I don't know why y'all keep sending me these bossy mugs. I'm not bossy, I am the boss. But no, actually, I just love things. I just love being in front of people and being in front of the camera. So thank you for my cup this week from my cousin Shay. I appreciate it. But as I always close saying, if you're not happy, you can't make anyone else happy. So make sure you find your happy place. Until next week, stay safe, wear your mask. We'll see you next week.
Gotta give him the famous pose.
DA on the case.
It is.